Hello there and welcome along to Hive Live Extra, your place for exclusive reaction and analysis following Watford's 6-0 victory over Bristol City. Here with me in the studio to talk through all the goals and the rest of the action, I'm joined by the former Hornet striker, Tommy Mooney and Miles Jacobson of Sport Interactive. Wow, what a performance that was. Tommy, we'll come to you first because I heard you say repeatedly in commentary, we've been waiting for that and it was worth the wait.
No, it absolutely was. I thought it was a great start to the game. To score in a couple of minutes is the perfect start to a game, but stayed on the front foot and went for more goals. We've seen so many times this season we've scored and then let the other team back into the game, and today for me that was the most pleasing thing, is the desire to continue to succeed.
Yeah, certainly so. We've said so many times this season about going up the gears, Miles. For you, have we just seen fifth gear finally?
No, I don't think we have seen fifth. I mean, the last time that I was on, we'd just seen a performance of second gear. And last week, I don't even think we got out of first gear against Coventry. That to me was third or fourth today. I still think there's still more to come. But we've seen today what happens if the players all play for the team, not for themselves. It was a fantastic performance. The first goal was a bit lucky. It bounced off Ken and went in. You need that luck. But it was just great to see never say die attitude throughout the whole time.
Yeah.
But if you go back and look at the last few weeks and you count the amount of passes until we lose the ball, there were games where literally we couldn't string 4 passes together. And today, I stopped counting in the first 5 minutes. I am the kind of person who sits there and counts how many passes going. I just stopped because it was 15, 20. Just everything went right today. Boys worked, they worked really hard to get that, but there's still more to come.
Yeah. For you, Tommy?
Those passes, though, I think the key to it is that we were being progressive with those passes.
Absolutely.
It wasn't just a case of keeping the ball in our own half. We were trying to go forward, and everybody, when they received the ball, they were on the half turn, so they were almost facing the opposition goal instead of facing their own goal and going back over. And I think that was the key to it for me.
Why today, though? Why has that only just clicked today? Do you think of the formation, the way they were set up, did that play a big part in that?
Formations for me, they rotate anyway, so it's only at the kickoffs really that you're really stuck in a rigid formation. I think the players took responsibility for the performance and started well. We've seen many times this year we always play better after we've scored the first goal. So to score the first goal so early today, I think that just gave them the extra enthusiasm, and it almost appeared like everybody wanted the ball all of the time.
Yeah.
There's been parts of the season where people were hiding. Today they didn't.
That's so true. There was just so much intent, Miles, wasn't there?
Absolutely.
Purpose.
I mean, again, looking back at those last 2 performances in particular, which have been terrible, and the players, as Tommy says, they've taken some responsibility, they've taken that step up, and that's so important now for the rest of the season. Because if we'd carried on coasting like we have been in the last couple, we would have struggled to get into the playoffs, I think.
Yeah.
With that performance today, we're actually showing the rest of the league as well. We mean business.
True.
We mean business. We deserve to be up there. We deserve to be pushing up. If we can push on from that, good luck anyone else for the rest of the season.
I think we've made Bristol City look like a really poor team today.
They're not.
Because of the way that we played. They will still be close to the playoffs, if not in the playoffs, come the end of the season. But the progressive performance and the way that the players adapted to, yes, the formation, but also the players in it, the personnel in it. Each and every one of them stood up and took responsibility today. And, the back four and Daniel Bachmann were very, very strong.
Yeah, everyone played their part today, and we're all about exclusive reaction here on Hive Live. So let's hear now from 2 of the players right at the heart of that result. Well, we're delighted to be joined here in the Hive Live studio by Nathaniel Chalobah and this afternoon's skipper, Tom Cleverley. Wow, after a performance like that, it's quite difficult to know where to begin, really, but I suppose it was just so much fun to watch. So what's it like when you're playing in the middle of a game like that, Tom? We'll come to you first.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Obviously, to score the first goal in this league is the most important thing in a game, I feel. And then to back it up how we did, our attacking players were magnificent today, and it was really enjoyable as a midfielder because I just felt I had 5-6 options every time I was on the ball, and yeah, we played a different system today and we hit it off right away. It was a really enjoyable afternoon.
Yeah, there's so much to unpack there, but for you, Nate, I know unfortunately I think we only saw 45 minutes of that in the end, but still to have played half that game.
Yeah, no, it was crucial. I think the way we started the game, like Tom said, was brilliant. We set the intensity, and we took the game to them, which is the right way, really, considering we're at home. So we got to now take that form away and get ready for Tuesday.
Yeah, let's talk about the formation. You've mentioned it already, Tom. Why did it click so well today? What was it about the 4-3-3? Do you think that works so well?
Yeah, we've got, first of all, got the players to play it. I mean, 3 very experienced midfielders, and we've not had a chance to play together as a 3 this year. And yeah, we know each other's games inside out, so it was easy to just click into gear. And listen, we're not getting carried away. We know it's only 3 points. We're not going to say this is the answer for the rest of the season, but it's a good start. It's a system. It's another system we can play, and we'll take confidence from it.
What do you think works so well between you in midfield, Nate?
I mean, like Tom said, we've all got the experience, and I enjoy playing with these guys because we all just work off each other. Tom always gives 110%. Hughes will always give the same, and I like to put myself in that little bracket as well. So we knew that we've obviously got the hard work in there, and now I think it was mainly about just playing to each other's strengths.
Yeah.
And today it all clicked in very well. I think from the start of the game all the way throughout.
Yeah, certainly so. And I just think when you look that comfortable in midfield, to then look at the attacking threat in those 3 players you have in front of you, you're laughing. I mean, we saw that today, didn't we? 6 goals.
Fantastic. I mean, they were so dangerous throughout. I think having the security of us 3 behind them, they can go with express themselves, and today they were unplayable. Bristol City, watching them, they're a really organised team, and to score 6, it just shows you the quality we had up top today. Yeah,
it feels unfair picking out individuals, but Ismaïla Sarr's name got mentioned in here quite a few times. He had so much joy, didn't he, up that right-hand side? Yeah,
he's a dangerous player, and I think every single team we played against this year is always set up to stop Isma. But today, like Clevs did just say there, we actually gave him the freedom to go forward and express himself, and with the fact that they were playing 3 at the back, because us 3 were moving around so much, he was always isolated 1v1, and I think that helped him out greatly, because I think if you wanted to put your money on anyone in a 1v1 situation, you put your money on Isma. So it was brilliant.
Certainly so. Let's bring it back to the team, because it was an excellent team performance. Everyone chipped in and did their bit. Ben Foster in the studio during Hive Live in the build-up to the game told us that it had been a bit of a pivotal week at the training ground, in that first of all, you had a pretty solid week together. But secondly, it sounds like there are a couple of quite critical meetings that happened. Tom, are you able to shed any light there?
Yeah, I mean, a couple of the older boys rang each other after the Coventry game. When a few cracks start to appear or a bit of nervousness creeps in, then the experienced ones take the responsibility. We set up a meeting for just the players on Tuesday and not clear the air or crisis, just said let's try and improve on areas we're not doing so well in, and how we respect each other. I thought we were a bit critical of each other in the Coventry game, when we could have just reacted more and been more involved in the game, but yeah, without going into details, it was a good meeting. It was, and we put those words into action today. Yeah,
do you think, Nate, you saw a direct impact from those meetings into that game today?
It was a great response. I think obviously today we're all talking about the goals that we've scored, but let's not forget we kept a clean sheet.
Yeah.
And that's down to the boys at the back as well. I thought they were fantastic today, and usually we're going through games and we just needed ownership and a bit of accountability, and I think in this game today we showed it. But like Clev says, let's just not get too excited.
Yeah.
We've got another one on Tuesday. That's where we've got to put our focus on now. We need to forget about this game quite quickly.
I suppose if you want to get promoted, though, you do need to have strength across the entire pitch, and when you're watching now that today, you think, wow, yes, you have confidence in every single one of those players. Do you think there's that feeling in the camp as well? You know, you'd really back each other now across all areas of the pitch.
Yeah, and the players that we've got coming off the bench is really strong. But yeah, we've just got to emphasise the fact that it's one game, and if we don't go and win on Tuesday, then this result means nothing. You'd rather win 2-1-0 than have a 6-0 and a 1-1. So we have to follow this up with a positive performance and result on Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a moment, but I'm intrigued as to what Xisco's reaction was inside the dressing room. We all know that he's known for his sweet Caroline.
He was pretty calm today. He was very calm. We just can't get too excited, and I think he was pleased with us. He just kept focusing on attacking and forwardness and positiveness this whole week, and he would be pleased with the goals that we scored today. But like I said, we didn't concede, and also it's more important for us to just stay focused. You can't get too excited as a manager.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hearing you say it a lot. We can't get too excited, but surely there's an element as well. You need to take this confidence now into the game on Tuesday.
Of course. But like I said, it's one of those where there's a fine line between getting excited and getting carried away.
Yeah.
And that's something we can't afford to do, because it's still a long way to go, and we've still got the task at hand. So.
Yeah. What do you think, though, the main thing is that you'll take from today into that game into Preston, Tom?
Yeah, obviously the system worked really well, and our attack is really happy for Ken Sema. He's provided so many assists and chips in with 2 goals today, and yeah, there's a lot of individuals that can take confidence, but I think we'll have real belief in the new system if that's the way going forward.
Well, a number of things to take away from that interview with Nate and Tom Miles, but I think one of the things that really made all our ears prick up this afternoon, when Ben mentioned it earlier as well, were these meetings at the training ground. Obviously, they did the trick.
Absolutely. And it shows that the players are taking responsibility for what's gone wrong. And if for anyone who's on social media after the game last weekend, it was as though the sky was falling in, right? It was not a pleasant place. And I got a bunch of abuse for suggesting that it wasn't as bad as it could have been. But the players at the moment, they're not getting the feedback from the crowd that they would normally get. And they must have realised last week that it just wasn't good enough anymore. So getting together, having the meeting, they didn't look like they were enjoying the game last week. Whereas today, they had smiles on their face before they came out. They had smiles on their face after 2 minutes when they scored. But when players are being substituted, when you're 5-0 up and they're still looking annoyed that they're being substituted, that's a good thing, right?
I think that's the key to it is you can talk about the meetings and you can talk about the social media. These players are playing without crowds, so let's not forget that. That's not easy. They're used to playing in front of like 50 and 60,000 away from home and a full house at Vicarage Road here. Yeah. It isn't easy to do that. I can only imagine what it's like, but I'm presuming it's not easy. I know from speaking to the players it's difficult. And then they get the added problems that I never had in my era of social media. Yeah. So there's always the negative side to it, because it's easier to criticise than it is to praise. Yeah. Always been about every walk of life. I think the players have adapted to that disappointing performance from last week, and they've brought out their A game today. Yeah. I get what Miles is saying, that there's more gears to come. I think there is, but you need better opposition to get your A game against the top players. And there will be times this year where we have our A game against top teams. Do you think, though, there was an element, rock bottom is a too strong thing to say, but it was almost like they were really down after those last 2 matches, and then the only way was up. They all got their heads together at the training ground and thought, we can do this. And we saw that today. That's about your senior pros taking some sort of control over the dressing room. I think this is enough is enough. Every club I've played at, whether a captain or just a senior player, you call meetings to try and help the coaching staff. And certainly there's enough experience in this dressing room to be able to, you don't have to take any minutes for a meeting. No. You just say what you want to say and what's going to benefit the group, not from any personal pledges or anything like it. Won't involve anything like that. you just expect everybody to pull in the same direction, and it certainly seems that those meetings have helped this week.
Yeah, I think if we're looking at this group more widely, we haven't even touched on the fact some of the players that came off the bench. I think Dan Gosling, we're all agreed. Did
fantastic debut.
Yeah.
And it, came on at half time. Yeah, all right. We'd probably won the game at that point, so he could have just sat back. But he battled for every ball, and he kept running forward, wanting the ball, moving forward as well. So there are possibilities there. Nate, Will and Tom obviously did fantastically well in the first half, really gelled well together as a midfield three, as we always hoped that they would do if we ever played this formation, but they've got Dan snipping at their heels, showing that he can do it.
Yeah.
Troy didn't get on the pitch today. He won't be happy that he hasn't played today at all, and will be wanting to be breaking back into the team as well. Having that competition for places, I think, is really healthy, and we've got that in every position on the pitch.
I think that's the pleasing thing, is there is probably 2 players for every position, but it's up to the player that's got the starting shirt to keep the starting shirt, and then it's up to the player that hasn't got it to impress the manager on the training ground, because that's the only place he can impress him. So that's vital. Competition for places is it's got to be a given in any promotion chasing dressing room. You're never going to go the whole season, you're never going to go from February till the end of the season with the same 11 week in, week out. There will be swaps and changes. It's up to the players when they come in to be at the right tempo and the right level.
Yeah. I suppose now it's all about following up away at Deepdale, isn't it? I mean, if the other fixture was anything to go by, Miles.
Yeah, and we had our chances and we took them in the game at home. That was one of the better performances of the season so far. If we play like this today against them at their place, that's going to be fantastic to watch. Very much looking forward to it. But we do have 3 games in 6 days. The players could get tired unless we balance things out properly. So
I suppose though, to kick it off with a performance like that, you'd hope it would just have this snowball effect.
If you're winning games, no players get tired.
Yeah.
That is fact. If you're losing games, if you're Bristol City now, you don't want to play on Tuesday.
No.
If you're a Watford player, you want to play tomorrow.
Yeah, well, thankfully we're in the Hive Live studio at Vicarage Road, having watched our team Watford this afternoon, who have run out winners by 6 goals to 0. Just a reminder, we'll be with you on Tuesday evening with Hive Live, all your build up to that match at Deepdale. From 6 o'clock, a full hour of wall-to-wall Watford chat with our special guest, Paul Robinson, and not forgetting Tommy Mooney will be in the studio with us as well. So do make sure that you send your questions in, and don't forget that Hive Live is the only place you can see 4 camera coverage of that game. And I think the Hornets have given us 6 reasons to make sure that we tune in on Tuesday night. So we look forward to seeing you then, and hopefully the Hornets can follow it up on Tuesday. But for now, from us here in the studio, we'll say goodbye to Tommy and to Miles. Nice to see you, and we look forward to seeing you again on Tuesday evening when we go to Preston.
Cliquez ici pour voir plus mes vidéos.